Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to be unboxing a commercial ice maker. And I don't even know how to say that. PRIBCHO. I got it off of Amazon, and I will put a link for it down below in the description box. And then there will always be a link for it in the description box down around the ice makers. So Bo was kind enough to come over and do the unboxing while I record it. So I'm just going to let it play out, and I will chime in whenever there's something that I need to explain. I got out my tape measure and I measured it. It's 14 inches wide, so from left to right, the front of the machine, 14 inches. And then it's 24 inches tall, so from the top to the bottom, 24 inches or 2 feet. And then the depth is 16 inches, so from the front to the back. I would say that it's medium size. It's not a humongous machine, but it's not as small as my Frigidaire ice maker, the nugget ice maker. And it's smaller than my small college dorm room size freezer that I keep my ice in. So it's, it's pretty good size, but it's not too huge and it doesn't take up a lot of space. I just have it sitting on like a side end table size table, so it's not too bad. I chose this particular machine because I don't have a water hookup where the machine is going to be sitting, and I'm able to use bottled water. But it does come with a water filter, it comes with an ice scoop, and I was really surprised by the fact that it came with a roll of tape. Now, what is that tape for? So that I can box it up and send it back? The instruction manual is extremely vague, and that's pretty disappointing. So I don't really know how to operate the machine, I'm just winging it. So you want to take your drain hose and put it where it says outlet, and you need to put it down in some type of a bucket, or if you're hooking it up where you have a drain, put the little hose down to the drain. This machine does not keep the ice frozen, so as the ice is melting, it needs a way to leave the machine. And if you're using the bottled water, that little blue switch, you must do it counterclockwise, and that sets it for bottled water. If you don't do that, your machine is not going to work. I got that bottle of water up at Lowe's, and it was $13.99, and then every time you replace it, it's $6. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the top off of it and just refill it with the hose as long as I can. Now, if you are getting this machine for food consumption, don't use hose water. Go get brand new fresh bottled water. I'm using it for tie-dye, so it doesn't matter what kind of water I'm using. I don't have hard water where I live, so I'm able to get away with something like that. This blue film that's on this machine is practically impossible to remove. Bo started with it, and you can see here how difficult it is to remove. And every now and again I go by and I try to pull another little piece off, but it is frustrating. So as it sits today, almost 3 weeks later, it's still pretty much covered in this blue paper. Why did they even put it on there? It's terrible. One other little tidbit of information, it has adjustable feet on the bottom, so I like that feature. After about 15 minutes, a few ice cubes came out, and it has this really pretty blue light. And I don't know how to turn the light on or off, and the instruction manual doesn't even talk about the blue light, so I'm not sure exactly what the blue light does or what the purpose of it is, but you will see here in a little bit, the blue light no longer turns on, so I don't know what all that's about. Sorry about my phone ringing. I was by myself trying to record this. So if any ice is over that little white flap, it gets caught up and it will stop producing ice. So if you are wanting it to continue to make ice, you need to check on the machine pretty regularly to make sure that none of the ice is stuck up on there. It makes really substantial ice, but they come out in big sheets, and so you're going to have to break it up. I wanted to give you guys some perspective. So that little ice scoop that you see me use for most of my ice dyes, that's from my Frigidaire nugget ice maker. This one is like double the size. It's as big as my hand. So like I said, this is some really substantial ice. It's been a few days at this point, and I've just been letting the machine do whatever it wants to do. I haven't created any tie-dye with it. I haven't done anything with the ice. I just have been letting it run. I'm curious to see what it's going to do, how quickly it melts, stuff like that. If you notice, the light has turned off. It looks completely different inside there now. I don't know why the light turned off. I don't know how to turn it back on. Like I said, the instructions are extremely vague. So if any of you have the same ice machine and you know the settings, go ahead and leave me a comment in the description box explaining to me, what's it all about. This ice is super thick, and I'm not sure if there's a setting on that either, but look at how thick those ice cubes are, and they're really, really hard to break up. So I decided to order some ice bags from Amazon, and I'm going to start bagging up my ice. And then, like when you're gonna go fill up a cooler at summertime, what do? You bash the bag of ice on the ground. Well, I'm just gonna fill up the ice bags and just bash it on the ground to break it up. So far at this point, I'm really happy with the machine. The machine has become full, and you can see this sheet of ice is laying on that flap, so it's unable to create more ice. That's probably not a good thing. I do recommend, if you're going to have this machine, it's going to be one of those types of machines where you're staying up on top of it, like you're bagging your ice, removing it, and then when it's not in use, you're probably just going to want to turn it off until you use up all your ice and you need more. I'm on day 4 of just letting the machine run to see what it's going to do, and it's almost emptied the 3-gallon water bottle up on top and filled this 5-gallon bucket to almost 3 gallons of water. So I'm just going to take this bucket outside and dump it in the grass, and then like I said, I'm going to get the hose and refill up the bottle. And while I was looking at the bucket, I noticed that some oil has come out of the machine. And I'm sure that's probably not that big of a deal. It's probably just running and it, threw off some of the grease. I'm not really too panicked about that right now. And I'm just gonna go around here to the back of the machine and show you the water hookup. So if you had a water hookup, this is where you would plug it in, and here's the instructions. I saw some tutorials on YouTube about taking that hose out. I guess you have to pop it in, like the white part, you push it in and pull the hose out at the same time. I'm not going to have that issue because I'm not hooking it up. But, day 4, it's running pretty good, and it's not an overly loud machine. So I'm okay with it so far. We're on day 6 and the machine is still working great, and I'm really super happy with it. My ice bags arrived from Amazon, so I filled up an ice bag and bashed it on the ground. The ice cubes look really good. I took the bottle of water outside and I refilled it with the hose, and it's not leaking, and I put it back up there and it's working great. So I'm super happy with it. The link for this machine will be down below in the description box if you're interested in getting one. And if you do, let me know what you think of it in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. And if you found this content useful, as always, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all.